Fezzi, what else are you seeing? We're seeing goals. What else are you seeing out of Cole Sillinger right now that's allowing him to find the back of the net?
That's all you see. Goals.
Every once in a while.
I see he's eating bread on the plane. You know what? He's studying his game. And goals, they all want to score goals, but what he wants to do is becoming a complete 200-foot player, and he's really investing in studying the game. So he's spending an awful lot of time on watching video, understanding his habits. He's stronger. He has a better understanding of what this league is all about. Very mature in his preparation, and you can see it on the ice. He's good on the penalty kill. We know we could use him on the power play. He's getting more and more physical. He's going to the net. Yes, he's scoring goals, but he's in good position defensively. I think his game is connecting on the offensive side, but also defensive side. So he's in a good sequence right now, and these are the moments where you can build your confidence. You build your foundation as a player in this league, and he's doing really well right now. Part of it, I would say, it's also a combination. You never do anything alone. I think is the addition of Alex Nylander is helping him. That's a good combination. So there's a few things going on for him, and it's good for us.
How unfortunate is losing Kent Johnson for the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's just a nothing play, and he was playing well. He was improving on the things we talked about, playing with pace, generating offense, but also, being some awareness defensively. So it's unfortunate. So he's out for the year, and we'll see what's going to happen. But at the same time, how can you use something that happens to you and turn that into something positive? And that's the only way we can look at it. We can't change what happened. He's out for the rest of the season. How can we use that? How can he use it to his advantage? And so he's going to have the ability to train his lower body a little bit more. Maybe start working on upper body a little bit later after the season and get stronger. So hopefully that we can use that time and to make it more positive than negative. But as of right now, it's just very disappointed for us and for Kent.
When the other night we were talking about the Russian line again, you said that you have very high expectations for them. I'm assuming part of that is because we've seen them do it the way you want them to do it. There's been times, there's been stretches. Yeah. Is that kind of what's rooted in that comment?
Well, you're right. So we've seen them play at a certain level. And once you do it, everybody can have a good game. Everybody can have a good shift. Everybody can make a good play that's, seen on the highlights on TV the next day. But to do it consistently, that's when you set a foundation. You say, okay, that's what you can do. That's the goal. We want to achieve that and then build on that. So that's why we have higher expectations for those guys. Not higher than the other team, but for that line, we have high expectations, but not expectations that are not achievable. They've done it consistently over a period of time. So we know they can play that way. And that's what we're looking for. The intensity, the physicality, attacking the net, playing. I mean, they've played against top lines, top pairings for quite some time, and they were productive. They were winning players. And that's the expectations. When they veer off, then that's on me to say, hey, come back in line here, and that's how we play. And they're coachable. They're young. They're excited to play together. They communicate well together. But it's our job to make sure that they keep growing the proper way. We just don't want to go out there and play hockey with no purpose. We put pressure on ourselves, and we will until the rest of the season to perform properly. So we're learning for the rest of the season, and that would be true for those three guys. We need to play properly. It's not only about points. We know they can create offense. We know they have offensive skills. But how do we need to play? What does a CBJ looks like? What do we look like? What's our team identity? How are we going to pressure the puck? How are we going to defend? How are we going to create offense? And they've done it in such a unique way for such a period of time because their chemistry. That's the reason behind the expectation. It's because they've done it.
Can there be a bit of a unique challenge in that? I guess this applies to most European players because the game is played a different way on bigger ice surfaces and things like that. But Russian players especially, it seems like in Russian hockey schools, a lot of it is about developing skill players and a lot of that east-west stuff you're talking about. So they come up in that, and now, but it's a little different here because you want them to be a little more direct.
Well,
before they
I think, yeah, that's a fair point. I think we do it really well here in the States as well. Canada, overseas, you see the Swedish players, Finnish players, Russian players. I think at this level now you need skills. If you don't have skills, you need to be good at one thing and bring that. I think it's more so, I would say, the style of play that they've been brought up their whole life. It's more coming back, and most times for those guys the sheet is bigger. There's more space, so it's more of a puck possession game, but you have more time. The NHL there's no time, and if you want to take your time, you're going to be in trouble. Even when you have time, we don't want our guys to take our time. We want to play fast. And so that's the little danger there, but I think they're adjusting really well.
Pazzy, can you say how long you think Jack Reeves is going to be here and what role he may fill?
Well, just a few days. It's just 1 or 2 days for Elvis, so it's a day-to-day thing.
Yeah. And about the trade deadline, not asking you about trades, but have you talked to any of your young players who don't require waivers about, since the playoffs are not going to happen here, about the possibility of them going to Cleveland after the season? That decision needs to be made for some of them by.
I believe I haven't. I believe that this conversation might happen, but it's going to be with management. I'm not aware of that. I don't know.
You may have answered this with the people that are here local, but you waited a long time for this opportunity. It came in a not really fair situation. You got it at the last minute, and the general manager's been fired. You've had a ton of injuries. All that being said, was it worth the waiting?
You know what, Gary, you work your whole life. You're a kid growing up in for me, Montreal, and you dream of the NHL as a player. Second best job is being part of a coaching staff. For me to be hired by the Winnipeg Jets and Claude Noel back then in 2011 was a big step in my life. I was working hard, hoping that by my hard work and my abilities as a coach would give me a chance at some point, and I was given the opportunity. I've been coaching for 30 years now, and most of those years I was coach GM in those years. But to be in a position that I'm in right now, yes, it was worth it. And not everybody has the same path, just like the players. Some have it quicker, some have it longer, some never have it. Fortunate to be in a position to get it, and I feel very privileged every day. Thank you for asking.
Pascal, Vegas is obviously the defending Stanley Cup champs, but they're a little cold coming into this one against you guys. But when they're on and playing their best, what do you think makes them so difficult?
I don't think Vegas is never cold. It's ever cold. I think that team is so good. I was at the rink here yesterday, and saw those guys coming out of their room, and I was talking to the assistant coach. Dominic Ducharme was my assistant coach, and hired him in Montreal with the Montreal Juniors back then. So we had a long relationship, and just having a chat, to catch up, and was seeing their guys coming out of their room, and that's a team composed of men, and there's a reason why they've won the Stanley Cup. That's a team that can play the game any style you want, physical, fast, defensively, special teams. That's a good hockey team. So yeah, they might be going through a little bit of a down in their season, but at no point they can turn that around, in my opinion. That's a team that, make big plays at key times. That's a team that doesn't make key mistakes at key time. They just know how to manage the game, manage the score. They've been in the playoffs for years. They've won the Stanley Cup. Those things don't happen by accident. So it's an older group that can play any style, really well coached, obviously, and that's going to be a good challenge for us. But that's a team that, there's no magic about hockey and winning hockey games. It's you against me, and who's going to win that puck battle. And from there, of course, the systems and everything, but they're really solid in all areas, either offensively and defensively. So it's we're going to expect a good battle tonight.
With that said, what do you want to see out of your team to counter all of those good things that they
Well,
do?
we do a lot of good things too, and I want us to compete. I want us to take pride in doing the hard things that needs to be done in order to win a hockey game. I want to see our team, just like we've done recently, playing for each other, making sure that, and those little things could be the change game, like making sure you don't overstay on the ice. You just play your 35, 40 seconds, you come to the bench, you change, and staying alert, understanding we're growing as far as the season goes, understanding what it takes to win hockey games in this league. And we're winning more games now. That's a byproduct of, our guys staying positive and keep working hard. But the balance of the season, and whether it's tonight or tomorrow in Pittsburgh, we're in a tough schedule right now, so we don't practice a whole lot. I want to see them compete. I've been in Columbus for 3 years now. The fans and the way they support us, wearing that logo, means something. And we go out there and we compete hard every game. And not everything less than that is not acceptable. Well, Jet is going to be here, but he's not playing. I'll answer your question for tomorrow right away. He's playing tomorrow. Jet is playing tomorrow. Well, we have Kent that is not playing, obviously, but other than that, it stays the same. All right.